And we are live.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. We are enjoying our second decade of the show that has become a daily routine for thousands of listeners in great places like Maple Grove, Minnesota, Barcelona, Spain, Exeter, New Hampshire, Jackson, Tennessee, Boulder, Colorado, and Oranjestad, Aruba. I still don't know whether I'm pronouncing that correctly, but if I'm not, I'm not. Rob Spiewak is tending to his bride, who is having a medical procedure today, so he will not be joining us.
Are we going to be cagey about it?
I don't think so. I think
it's
that
literally
we talked about.
She's getting rhinoplasty.
She's getting rhinoplasty for medical reasons, and then they are doing a bit of a cosmetic procedure. We were, correct me if I'm wrong, we were transparent on this, right? We let people
we talked
know
about it on air, and we asked Rob, when is there ever going to be something for him?
Yeah, exactly. You know? Right, like a 9-hour liposuction procedure or something like that we could do.
Did you say you wanted to get your eyes done, or did he say he wanted to get his eyes done?
By the way, I'm as fat as I've ever been. Not as fat as I've ever been, but I'm fat again. And my wife does not have anything on her schedule today. So when we conclude taping this, my wife said, how about a little meal? And I said, what? I said, how about pho, which I always find is the Vietnamese soup that's very good for you, very nourishing, very helpful.
A lot of skinny girls eat pho.
Yeah, and Carla said, how about pizza? I said, you want pizza again? And Carla, of course, is on her way as we speak to the place called Burn, where she is going to burn calories. And in any event, I have my physical. I know what I have to do. But Carrie is getting a procedure done, and then Rob's going to be with her today.
Yeah, he didn't want to. We forced him.
Yeah, to be a good husband. That's what we did.
Look, a relationship is about support.
Yes.
And trust.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing when they say no, that it actually means yes.
And because of that, on yesterday's show, I talked about the fact that we have to play your music. That it would be a show that is truly dedicated to you. A show all about you, your likes, your dislikes. Now, I have outlined a show.
For a decade, I've been wanting this.
For you,
finally.
because I thought that I think look, the truth of the matter. Let's turn that off. I think the truth of the matter when it comes to you is that you, more than Rob, certainly, and certainly more than me, come from not only a different program entirely, but you come from a different perspective because of your age entirely. It's been a great balance. You skew younger with some of the things that interest you, and I'm not talking about you're an old man too.
I'm holding on like that cat that we used to have in our dorm rooms. I'm just hanging on
by your fingernails.
Yeah, a little poster.
I get that, but you have always had. I think you have evolved into a state of mind where you understand me, you understand Rob. But I think that, Rob is an old soul and doesn't like anything contemporary, and I'm 62. So when I talk about, I'll be playing a clip in the digital dumpster today of a singing group that I think you will probably think the reason I like it is because I'm old. But I like them, and you'll hear that later on. That's the perspective that you have always offered. And I think that because of that, sometimes it's a good idea for you just to get it all off your chest. And that's what this opportunity is today.
And the way, look, I'm not an ageist. I just know that I wasn't here for the moon landing. I wasn't on this earth for that. I wasn't alive for the storming of Normandy. Like I wasn't there.
I wasn't either. Thank you very much.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
I wasn't the Blitzkrieg.
That would have made me 1944, 45. I was multiple years away from my birth.
Were you alive when President Truman was alive and in power?
No.
Oh, okay. What about
I
Roosevelt?
I was born in 1959.
Okay, who was
I am
president
62.
when you were born?
It was the last. It was right before Kennedy was elected, so that was Eisenhower.
See,
President Eisenhower,
like if I see that,
with Nixon as his vice president.
When I think of Eisenhower, I think of a black and white movie and the Ike pin.
Well, it was that
Yes.
time, and when I think of the 50s, I was
you were
playing
alive
golf
during radio days. Oh my God!
No, radio days were before my time. See, that's where this is good. This is why there might be a little
crowd around the
exposing of
radio?
your limited capacity.
Well,
in
I'm
certain
also not
areas,
from this
you know.
land. I can
know.
tell you about dictators in Bolivia.
Well, see that. There
Yeah,
you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
How
I
about
mean,
that?
how often, when you really think of it, with the two big mouths that you work with, how often do we really? Let me give you. I can do this off the top of my
Okay.
head. I can give you a cursory
Great.
picture of what we know about Oscar.
I love it.
Because it's what I know, so it's what the listeners know too. I know you are from Bolivia.
Yes, La Paz.
I know you immigrated to this country legally.
Yes.
With your father, who was an educated man and a medical man.
Epidemiologist.
I know that you moved to
On Eastern Airlines.
Oh, you see, you're not that young.
Well, no, we took
if you
Lloyd-
flew Eastern Airlines, you're not that
We took
young.
Lloyd Ario Boliviano, now defunct. Crashed into too many
It was
mountains.
called Lloyd Ario Boliviano.
Boliviano, yes. Now defunct.
Why
crashed-
was it called Lloyd? Why did they have the gringo name on it?
It was two L's. Lloyd.
Lloyd,
yeah.
That sounds like a British company,
Well, it's a landlocked company. I imagine.
like Lloyd's of London.
I wish, Mike. It was basically a cargo plane with seats. And we made it to Colombia. I remember as a little kid. And then Colombia, the leg went from Colombia to Miami.
Well, let's slow down
I'm sorry.
because this is all about you. We don't have to rush through this because I can ask you about this.
stories.
So, how old were you when you left Bolivia?
I was, much like the Dominican baseball players, I was 3.
But you were really 18. No. That's what they do. They go that direction where they say they're 18 when they're really 35.
Yes, yeah, they go in a different direction.
You were 3 years old, and
when I came to the States.
your siblings were all older than you were.
Yes.
And you
4 and
said
6
you
years-
remember.
4 and 6 years
So
difference.
I've never asked you this. I've never asked you this on the show. So when you see, I knew it. Sometimes that's what I'm good at. I get a gut
genius.
and I know how things are going to
Radio
work.
pod.
But this is what happens.
Yes.
I was curious. You're 3 years old and you're leaving Bolivia. And you can joke about the cargo plane, but seriously, this was a planned immigration. You were not fleeing from anything. You were not leaving. Your father was not persecuted in any way politically. You had
not.
I mean, it's hard for you to remember. I don't remember stuff when I'm 3 years old.
Well,
but,
I don't. I remember because I ask a lot of questions. When you're the youngest, you have a lot of questions. We came to the States because my father had not a diplomatic post, but essentially a diplomatic post in the States.
WHO, right?
Yeah,
World Health Organization?
For a year. So it was a year contract, and it was year to year for a little over a decade because that's just how they did it.
And so let me ask this. So your father comes to work for the WHO
Yes.
in the United States.
Yes.
He has a year-to-year contract.
Yes.
He is raising his family in the United States. His family is becoming slowly but surely assimilated into the United
Correct.
States. And you're telling me for a decade,
Yes.
it was year to year whether y'all would hop on a plane and head back to Bolivia?
Well, it was. Well, we would go back every year. I remember early on, but it was year to year if we were going to stay in the States. So my father didn't find out if
So
we
you'd
were
go
going
back
to
for a
stay.
visit.
We'd go back for a visit and then fly back. And I don't know the iterations of those negotiations, but Mike, it's like when you're a contractor, but you're a contractor for your country to a larger organization.
So your father was technically working for Bolivia?
But Bolivia had to. It was some sort of sponsorship deal. The government had to sign off.
So when you might not know the answer to this since you were only 3 years old. So when you came to this country, your dad was contract year to year with the WHO.
Yes.
Was he someone who wanted to have his family grow up in the United States?
Oh,
with a better life.
Desperately for a better life. Education unlocked everything I have and my family has, and I know that may sound pompous, but my father and mother grew up dirt poor. And my father, and I know I joke a lot about him, but his father died when he was 11 years old. He was shipped off to an aunt's house. So basically he grew up without a father, not really a mother, because he was. So let me rewind. My father's father, my grandfather, was a miner. And in Bolivia, you mine for tin. And my father had a really great aptitude for math super early on. And when you're in Latin America, it's like you kind of like hang out at your dad's workplace, even though he's working in the mine. You kind of go with all the kids. And the foreman there said, hey, your son's got a real aptitude for math. I just see him I'll just quiz him once in a while. Maybe he can come help. So come help instead of playing outside, he can come help right after school. So the foreman saw some aptitude in my father very early on and said, you're too smart.
And who was working at the mine at this particular time?
My grandfather.
Your grandfather.
Yes.
And your grandfather raised your father.
My father, yes.
Okay, after his father died.
So
No. Your grandfather, his dad worked at the mine.
His dad.
And when did your father's dad die?
When he was 11. And at
11
that
years
point.
Old. So this is prior to being 11 years old. He gets pegged for the math ability.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And then he gets rolled into working, at the mine site and working like books and doing simple math.
When he's a child.
When he's a child.
Wow. I didn't know that.
And
That's
then
cool.
my grandfather passes. My father just believes it was a heart attack, but who knows? And
when you say who knows, why do you say that?
Because living as a miner is not necessarily the healthiest of lives.
Okay. All right. I get it. I
got the black lung pop. Who knows?
Right.
So the foreman says, well, your father's not here. And you know how machista, Latin America used to be. Like, it was a lot of machismo. He said, you can't stay in this town. It was a very poor town. And says, we have a handful of scholarships that the mine gives out for schools for our miners' kids.
Wow.
Sends him to another town where the scholarship is good. And then he moves in with his aunt at 11 years old and is now going to what is essentially a private school.
So he, on a pure break,
yes,
he got out of the cycle of poverty,
yes,
where he was, and was able to go to a decent school and live with the aunt, and the rest is history. Correct.
But scholarships through med school, scholarships through undergrad, scholarships through everything.
That's so. I mean, he was just. And when you say education, you're not here. Your brothers and sisters aren't here without education, and that's the way it works.
That gave him the posting in the States.
So when he goes to the United States, when he gets that,
yes,
he is thinking in terms of in advance of leaving for America. Is he saying, I think this is going to be a good thing and I want my kids to grow up because they're going to have better opportunities in America? Or is he just taking a job because the job's there, and if it pans out, it pans out? What's the attitude?
Thank you for asking. So, and I'm happy. I make so much fun of my father on the show.
No, but this is the reason I said this yesterday. We never do this. We never do this. We never take a look at you.
My father actually went through med school in Bolivia. He was the president of his university and the med school, and to this day he still has ties to the med school there. So there's a difference between an MD.
Wait, go back on that one. He was the he became the president of the university.
Yes.
Of the med school.
Yes.
The dean of the med school.
I'm sorry, the student body president. Student body
president. Yes. See, that's why I go back on stuff
English.
Like that. Awfully young for a student to do that. So he's president of his student body.
Yes.
Right.
And he started his own practice, had a successful practice, moved from town to town.
Regular doctor,
and then became the mayor of the town where he met my mom.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I did. You might have referenced it, but I don't remember. He's not only the doctor, but he's the mayor?
He's the mayor.
So he's a celebrity, I would assume.
He's a celebrity.
Right? He's a big deal.
So he's 30, and don't judge. Well, Mike won't judge, but Diablo Blancos might. So he's 30, he's a celebrity, and then he's like, who's the smoke show who's 19 and lives in El Pueblo? and find
Is El Pueblo like a suburb or
no,
a
I'm
rural?
just saying the town.
Okay,
So
all right.
I don't know if this would fly in
What was the age difference between your mom and dad?
30 and 19. So what, 9, 10 years?
So 10 years,
11
which
11 years? I
was
can do
probably pretty significant in Bolivia in those days.
No,
right?
that's normal.
No? That's normal. Okay, 30 and
Like
19.
you and Carla in Latin America right now would be normal. They people be
Okay.
like, oh, they
That's
call it.
good to hear.
Yeah, it's just that's what you do.
That's good to hear.
Have you seen Modern
That's good.
Family? That's
I
normal
like
for
this.
us.
All right. So, but why is he a doctor and then he goes into like local politics? Why does he want to be the mayor too?
Why do I do what I do? You have a fire inside of you.
Struggle. He likes the struggle.
Clearly, it's in
He
our
wasn't
DNA.
working hard enough. He wanted another job. He's always said the Zaballos family always keeping their bases covered. It's wonderful.
DNA.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so that's cool. So he meets your mom, and
my mom.
They
They get married. He ends up leaving the small town. I guess the middle America town compared to what we have here for the capital, La Paz.
La Paz.
Yes, where he continues to practice medicine, and then has a passion for public health. Finds a passion for public health.
Well, that's kind of the way he's been going with being a mayor and a doctor.
Correct.
He's involved in policy. He likes to deal with policy.
Bingo.
So he likes to, and
Bingo.
that's and when talking about the WHO, there's probably no organization that's more involved with policy. And of course, they've been under fire lately with the CDC.
Correct,
They've all
correct.
been under
Yeah,
fire with the
everybody.
pandemic. What is he? Can I ask one question about him before we move on with this? What does your dad believe when it comes to the origins of COVID? Does he believe that this came out of a lab somewhere? Because, there's a lot of argument about whether it has or it hasn't. It's not all that political. It's just, where do you think this originated? Where does he think that
So
it
if you
originated?
recall, he rotated us all. He was ringing the bell about COVID in 2019 at Christmas. He told us
Okay.
that he couldn't get in touch with any of his colleagues about what's happening in China, and he'd been retired for almost 15 years just contracting. And he warned my sister and brother to get their hospitals, to start looking at their contingency plans
About COVID, where it was coming.
I literally said to my father, and I have apologized since then. I said,
There you go.
"This is Christmas
Yeah.
dinner." I said, "Dad, you're bumming us out. This is Christmas dinner."
Yeah, and he was right.
And he was pissed. He said, "Ah, bah, bah." He barked at me in Spanish, and he said, so that's when you turn into a little kid, and you're like, "Okay, continue." So
So he saw this
He was-
coming.
well, I didn't know.
People in the know in the WHO saw this thing
They
coming. A
didn't
lot of
know.
people looked the other way too.
my dad actually was ringing the bell, and nobody if his own family's not listening to him right away,
Yeah,
right?
it's got to be right in
I
front of
actually
us.
said, "Hey, Dad, this isn't this these third world countries you've been traveling to, leaving my childhood, me alone, my entire life. This is the U.S. This is not going to happen here."
This is the U.S. of A. Nothing's going to happen to us here.
I was
No
wrong.
problem at all. All right, so your dad brings you over to the United
he
States.
pursues public health. He gets a PhD, and then we end up going through, I guess, the machinations of public policy, political posts, and then international posting. We end up in the States.
And when you arrive, so you're there for you go there. You're coming back to visit Bolivia, but you basically stay when you arrive. You stay in the United States. And how much? Your next brother Jose is what? 2, 3 years? 4 years older than you. So so Jose is 7, and Tatiana is how old?
6 years older than me.
6 years older, and so she's
like 10, 11.
9 or 10.
Yeah,
and so he's got the whole family here. But it was year to year. I didn't know it was year to year.
Yeah,
for
and
like
I think
a
that's what's probably imprinted in a young child, when it was always like, we're not buying a house, we're saving. We're not doing anything, we're saving, because we're out of here, right? This next year,
Right.
we didn't know.
Right.
And during that time, a debt of gratitude to my mother, not just for being a smoke show in the town that my dad was a mayor, and them getting together and then making me and my sister and brother, but also my mother, she pursued her education, like many immigrants. When you come to the States, you have to start over. But
that's what I was gonna ask you about that next. When you do that, what did your mom work when she was back
she
in
was
Bolivia?
pursuing nursing.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
And she was valedictorian of her class, so she was great.
Did she speak any English at all?
She did not.
Okay.
So I think the true, I guess when I think of immigrants, especially that people that are, living by the rules of the society that they move into and try to assimilate, I think of my mom, because my mom took a job at a beauty salon, which was in walking distance from the apartment building we lived, something that she had never done before. And she pursued that job just to make some extra money for the family, but also to get right into society and figure out what's going on, what's the best path for my kids if we stay. And through that esthetician job, Mike, she...
I didn't know she was an SD.
Yeah. That's why I'm so supportive of Derm Glove. Like,
that's cool. That's cool. I had no idea. That's awesome. She was doing facials. That's amazing.
She met my Uncle Bob, who owned a beauty salon, who sponsored her citizenship. And I remember taking years. I'm talking almost a decade. Because my father, he still flies back to Latin America every 6 months. Like he has a diplomatic passport.
So he's not a citizen
of
the United States. And your dad, did your dad speak English when he came to the United States?
He did, but not as well as he does now. But he did.
Okay, all right. So they come back, and he's got a prestigious position with the WHO. But outside of that, when he goes home on the weekends and the evenings, when he's coming back home, you're a English challenged immigrant family living in the United States. That had to be. I mean, what was that like? I have no idea.
You don't know it's tough until you grow up and you have these realizations of oh my God, I remember hanging out with the cleaning man at the apartment building because there was thunderstorms and nobody was home and I was a little boy and I would open the door to look for an adult and he'd be like, "Are you okay?" And I'd be crying. I remember wailing, and the cleaning guy would come in because he was buffing the floors, this old Formica floor that we used to have in. And
where were your siblings? Were they at school?
They were at school. I don't know how little I don't remember. I feel like I was so little that I barely could unlatch the door to see if there was if my mom or dad were coming home.
Is there any chance that you were the surprise child?
Probably.
Have you ever asked?
Don't want to know.
You want to know everything, but you don't want to know that.
I don't need to know that. I want to believe I was
Wow.
conceived under moonlight and stars and candlelight and swooning.
So I'm getting this, and tell me if I'm wrong about it.
Yes.
Your mom was the driving force, even though her English to this day is not as good as your dad's. Your mom was the driving force of, we're coming to America and we're going to establish a life here. Would that be accurate?
Yes.
She was all in on the American experience.
My father, I don't think, had a choice because I realize as I get older, sometimes when you have tunnel vision and you're just working, you don't think of this other path that might be available.
But he's working his way up in the WHO, right? I mean, he's doing very well at work, and he's traveling a lot too, right?
He's traveling a lot. Spent a year of that time in Japan, almost 2 years in Japan.
Right.
Pony.
And then, by the way, we found out on another show that there was a Japanese-Bolivian connection, right? Yeah. Wasn't there some kind of immigration of Japanese to Bolivia?
There's a huge Japanese contingent in Bolivia. My mother's father is I think half Japanese, if I'm not mistaken. But to make to full circle, I get to the States. I stay in the States because my mom pursued citizenship, that path. That's why when people are like, just it's hard. It's hard when people have a certain level of education. It's hard when you're a professional. Imagine how it is if you don't have an education and you're just here to be a day laborer.
Yeah, like my buddy Oli, who literally came across the border. I mean, that's it's got to be amazingly difficult to deal with that. And meanwhile, you're getting your assimilation information by watching the Magic Box. Is that how you're doing it primarily?
I learned English, and maybe this is why it is the way it is, from Sesame Street. And reading Rainbow.
Hey, a lot of kids did.
Yes.
A lot of kids did. A lot of kids learned a lot of stuff from Sesame Street back in the day.
And I remember I lived in a building that was just full of immigrants. So you didn't know.
So would you watch when they do the letter A and the letter B. Would you be like watching that
There
with
was
rapt
no
attention?
nanny. That's
Right.
me sitting
Right.
there being like, oh, I have a cousin named Grover, but there's also a Grover on the action, and there's an Oscar.
And
Like,
never
you start
any,
thinking
never
about all
any,
these things.
dangerous things that happened where you did stupid stuff or
Oh.
you ran into the wrong person or anything.
No. I think my parents. I joke about this, but if you look at the body work or the data points, Mike, as we've always said in the past, I think they wanted me to be abducted because one less mouth to feed. I'm sure they were like, this kid, he thinks he knows everything.
One less mouth to feed, you know.
Yeah, he's always calling work on the rotary phone, being like, I'm scared, all alone at home. When are you coming home?
Who was the driving force with the other siblings getting into medicine? Was your dad pretty much the, because I mean, it's always interesting to me when you see people that pursue the same career that their parents do, and it's, if it would follow, there's usually, some of the kids follow the mom's example,
Yes.
some of the kids follow dad's. I'm surprised you're not an esthetician too.
Yeah, I love
the way
skin
that
and women.
That's the way it works.
So, my parents never put pressure on my brother and sister, and I think that really helped because my sister didn't decide to go to medical school till like late in her undergraduate when she switched her majors. My brother was going to be a biomedical engineer. He was a major at UMBC for biomedical engineering, and then he switched to pre-med. So
Pre-med.
yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
that you have
So
to
that
have,
just happened.
but
That
you
just
also have
happened.
to have the influence that it is possible.
Well, they
Right?
didn't put pressure on, but there was
Yes.
your father as an
They
example.
forgot
sitting
about
out there.
me. They were just like this
Right.
kid.
Yeah, I've
He's
tried.
gonna be
Look,
all
when you
right
have a kid,
somehow.
you're always trying to do the pressure thing, and I got it in the car waiting for the school bus today. Where Dad, I was thinking about playing another sport, and I said, "Well, what sport do you want to play now?" He's always done, and it is he wants to play soccer, and I know you wouldn't mind that at all, but I went, I'm going to turn it up.
Soccer's it'll be a top 4 sport once.
I'm sorry, Oscar. His sports docket is full.
But
It's
you know-
baseball and all that.
My greatest takeaway from my parents is that I learned my work ethic was just driven by them
because they're working all
all the time.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if your kid sees you working, I mean, I know that there's balance. You need love and stuff. Do that. Find the weekends. But if they see you work, like if you have a troubled child right now, and I say this to parents all the time, like, look, my kid's like now he's like just graduating. I don't know. I said, I know you. You work all the time. When he or she finds their passion in their lane, like they will apply that type of gear because they've seen it from you. They have that gear inside of them.
I
It's
can't
more
even get my
nurture.
kid to walk the dog last night, so it was a little frustrating with that. He had a little overload yesterday, Michael,
Yeah.
and I think about that sometimes because his day, is the first day of school. Today was the second day as we took him to the bus. So yesterday he came home and he had to practice piano, and then he had his Spanish lesson. So it was a little bit. I did feel for him, and then when I started being Captain Softy. Where I'm sitting in this office on the couch because his little keyboard is in here. That's when, Tiger Mom in the kitchen was just like, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. And she's the driving force there. She's the one. And by the way, she's broken a cycle. She's going to rock and roll. That's why she's always out there getting stuff done. And, she's been nesting in a corner of our bedroom for the last probably 4 days where we went to the box store and bought her a new desk.
Yeah.
She's had this tiny little desk in the
She's got a
kitchen.
little office set up now.
And she now has the full-fledged thing. She's out of her mind. And, me, I think really I'm the Captain Softy, too, because I love him so much that, I'm looking at him and say, yeah, it's been a tough day. Yeah, you want to get a beer? You want to go grab a beer?
When are you gonna
Let's
turn
do that
21?
right there. All right. Well, so you're here. At a certain point. When was the point where it wasn't a 1-year contract? Where hey, you're here. And by the way, when it was year to year, did that cause any anxiety on your brothers and sisters, on your
Tremendous.
mother? Every year because they didn't want to go back, right?
We didn't want to go back, and my mom would prepare us probably in October to go back at the end of the year. So we were always like saying bye to our friends. Like, we don't know if we'll be here.
How many for like 10 years you're doing that?
A decade of that. I
Really?
remember. Oh my God.
Do you have a memory as a child of the moment where you knew that wasn't going to happen anymore?
Yes.
Okay, tell me about that. I want to hear about that
my
part.
father, the skinflint, God bless him, finally pulled us out of the apartment we were living in and said, we can buy a townhouse.
And that's it, right? We're staying.
He's like, we're staying and we're moving to a mecca called Wheaton, Maryland.
So he comes home and he makes that announcement to you?
He makes that announcement, and I've bought a home that will be ours for way too long, but we have one.
So how does the family react to that when he does that?
We
that
were
had to be a
shocked,
moment.
and we thought he was beat. Like, my dad is, he's methodical. It took him 3 years to find a townhouse. We drive around, and be like, why are we walking in this place? We're leaving in December.
Right.
So
but he knew that with the relationship with your mom, did he confide in her and let her know everything that was going on? Or do you think he knew that he was on the way to making this a permanent position where he was going to be, where you guys were going to be staying in the United States?
I don't think he knew because my father, as you get older, you realize like your father starts sharing stuff, like things. He goes, and I've actually asked my father, I said, what was it like to live year to year?
Yeah.
And maybe, Mike, we know this. It's the radio business.
Oh, it's the radio business, and the greatest moment of my life was when I got a 7-year contract. It was the moment of my life.
I don't know what that feels like. God bless you.
I know, but it was the moment oh, by the way, they're all irrelevant contracts, but it was at the time
7
it felt
years.
amazing. I was up in Maine with my
7
family,
parakeets.
and I'm on the phone with my agent, and we're finding out that this is going on. And prior to that, it's extremely insecure. He finds out that at a certain point, he only pulls the trigger on the townhouse when he finds out that he is.
We're staying, baby.
You're going to be staying. That had to be just amazing for your family, right?
Yeah, because if you think about the upward mobility of an immigrant apartment in Silver Spring, Maryland. Like, I was in Silver Spring when they started building the metro.
Okay.
And the upward mobility is you see like all of your... Because it's younger families. You see all of your friends leaving through that 10 years. Mm-hmm. And you're still bebopping around. Like, now you run the building. I remember going down to the bowels of the building we lived in and getting, this is foreign, getting the handyman to stick a nail into the coconut so we could get the coconut milk out.
Wow.
It's just like I ran Border Town. I was skateboarding down
Mr. Handyman, I will not be able to get hydrated unless you put a nail in the coconut.
Put the nail in the coconut and drink it all down. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to continue. I told you, everybody, this is a fascinating first segment. This is all about Oscar. We will take a commercial break, have a little, homepage for you, and we need the thump.
Yeah, I
got
it.
There you go. And when we come back, you had it. You got it. And when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, the homepage, and then later on, Shannon's going to join us because this is all about Oscar. You are listening to the Mike O'Mara Show. And we're finding out everything about the Bolivian bloviator on today's show. We will take a break and come back with our news right after this, everybody.
I just never pictured Jim Amato getting high. I just don't.
Well, he was a heroin addict.
Yes, that was the old me, with a beastly monkey on my back known as junk, horse, H, or Chinese rock. It wasn't pretty. I'd do anything for a fix of China White, Skag, or the Snow. Dancing in 2-bit dive bars, selling platelets at the free clinic, or turning tricks out behind the digital dumpster for truckers and hobos. Anything to get my smack fix. But then I saw the light. The TMOS Bonus Show, an exclusive shot-in-the-arm hour of comedy that comes to my TMOS app every Friday. Filled with naughty words and profound musings, it's the cure that got me off the horse. Now I'm high on laughs. The results have been amazing. I don't have the shakes, I can eat solid food, and I'm 2 inches taller since I bought my first subscription. Treat yourself to a subscription today to the TMOS Bonus Show and see what good living is all about.
Thank you, Jim Amato. Glad you kicked that horrible beast. Got that monkey off your back. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Cornerstone. Hey, when was the last time you refinanced? If it's been more than a year, we should talk about how much money you could be saving. The stalled economy and the Delta variant, turn that down just a little bit. The stalled economy and the Delta variant have pushed interest rates back to the lowest levels in a year. Add in double-digit appreciation, and it's the perfect storm to take cash out or simply refinance to a lower rate or term. You need to call the only company that I recommend, my friend Mark Livingstone and his team at Cornerstone First Financial. Cornerstone First is a direct lender, which means they have their own money and they guarantee to meet or beat any competitor. At the end of the day, you go with the company you like, you trust, the one that offers benefits, savings, and solutions. Cornerstone is that company. We love them. We've known them for years, and we can trust them. Send them a recent mortgage statement and instantly see how much money they can save you. Loan officers are working overtime to accommodate what is likely the last opportunity to take advantage of the lowest rates ever. Call your local, licensed, and ethical loan officer now at Cornerstone First Financial. 202-625-1221. That's 202-625-1221 or cornerstonefirst.com and do it now.
From the four corners of the World Wide Web and into your digital device. It's what you need to know.
Great board work, Oscar.
Hold on. I'll hit it again. All right, you just turn that up. You ready? You ready?
Ready.
For me? All right, here we go.
From the four corners of the world.
That seems really low. Hold
really
on
low.
just a second. Let me, it's not on my end, but let me see what's going on here. All right.
From the four corners
Still
of
low.
the world.
It's still low. I don't know why that's
I think it's
low.
on your
Everything.
end.
Maybe it is on, but I didn't touch
I love
anything.
it when I'm wrong and right.
From the four corners of the World
There we
Wide
go.
Web and into your digital device. It's what you need to know.
Yeah.
This is the homepage.
Sure, it's on my end. Anyway, Christina Applegate, this is bad news. Christina Applegate has multiple sclerosis.
Oh,
this
no.
is a drag. She is
MS.
such a talented lady. In a series of tweets, she said, quote, "Hi, friends. A few months ago, I was diagnosed with MS. It's been a strange journey, but I've been so supported by people that I know who also have this condition. It's been a tough road, but as we all know, the road keeps going. Unless some a-hole blocks it." That's great. She's funny. She added, quote, "As one of my friends that has MS said, we wake up and take the indicated action, and that's what I do. So now I ask for privacy as I go through this thing. Thank you, XO." She's also a breast cancer survivor. She's had a tough life.
Brutal.
She's 49 years old, and she's made some really, really great quality comedy in her lifetime, and I wish her nothing but the best. Production on Christina's Netflix series Dead to Me has been paused temporarily. Such a good show. Oh, what a shame. Netflix and CBS Studios said, quote, "We love and support Christina and respect her privacy as she takes the time and space she needs in this moment. MS is a disease of the central nervous system that disrupts the flow of information within the brain and between the brain and the body." Ah, boy, it affects an estimated 2.3 million people worldwide. Celebrities who are dealing with it include Selma Blair, Jamie Lynn Sigler, Montel Williams, and Jack Osborne. So it's just a drag. I hate doing it, but it's a big showbiz story, and I wanted to share it with you right now. Remember back in May when Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer both confessed during the Friends reunion that they were secretly crushing on each other?
Yeah, big deal. Big news.
I found it hard to believe, but apparently they said they did that back in the day. Well, that's all it took for the rumors to get ramped up. A so-called source says they've been texting each other since the reunion. A so-called source. Ida, do you buy it? Do you buy this at all?
Look, David Schwimmer seems like a nice person from all accounts.
Yeah, he seems like a nice person. I don't like his work,
star,
but, you know.
This is. I mean, let's look at her body count. Right, you've got Brad Pitt. Right, and then she was married to who's that dreamboat in that HBO series, Mosquito.
I know who you're talking about.
Pony, look him up. Look up for hot guys in HBO series. Google
it's not
that.
Justin Theroux.
Yes, thank you. You know
is
you're
it Justin Theroux?
Yes,
I do.
the guy's a
I love my
dreamboat.
handsome men. I really, really do. Yeah. Her standards, Schwimmer doesn't fit into that mold.
No, she's
That's
not
what I was
slumming
saying.
with Schwimmer.
Right. Well, David supposedly flew from his home in New York to see her in L.A. where she's making him home-cooked meals and taking him to her favorite vineyards. That sounds like BS
Also,
right there.
They're friends. Like, what if he's just like hanging out? Maybe he lives in New York. He's like, can I stay at your place? No big deal.
Right. Yeah, the room down the hall with the double lock on it. The reps denied the rumors last night, but for all we know, they're just on a break. During the reunion, David said, quote, "The first season I had a major crush on Jen, and she responded." Hold on. And she responded, it was reciprocated. So make of that what you will.
You're making out with somebody on set on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be some level of attraction.
Well, if there is, that would take it to the whole nother level. A hotel in the UK will soon be offering stays in as we become more childlike, as all our medicine becomes gummies and all that. This is going to be a Willy Wonka themed room.
Ooh.
It's going to have the lickable wallpaper. Lickable wallpaper. This is happening at the Chocolate Box, which is a chocolate-themed hotel in Bournemouth, England. It's on the southern coast, a little over 100 miles southwest of London, if you want to, get your tickets. In addition to the lickable wallpaper in a variety of fruity flavors, there is also a chocolate fountain with fruit and marshmallows for dipping and bowls of candy that can be restocked at no extra charge. The room key even looks like a golden ticket, and you can take a bath in chocolate if you want to. You have your own chocolate river.
This is great PR. Mike, you've remodeled homes in the past. Have you ever dealt with wallpaper?
No, I actually have dealt with a lot of paint because we just don't do the wallpaper outside of taking it down. I know as a matter of fact, that's how I've dealt with wallpaper, is taking it, removing it from my old house.
Imagine if both sides were sticky.
Right. It's disgusting. They say, it's right down at the end, the lickable wallpaper is changed in between guests.
Can you
so
imagine?
I guess it's something that they, you know what it'll probably be? Just like a little square, and they change the square every time a new guest.
We're in the middle of a goddamn pandemic.
Well,
we shouldn't be licking anything that's hanging on a wall.
Totally agree with you. If it's, hey, by the way, it's not that expensive to stay there. It's like an expensive hotel, $277 a night. But the chocolate baths are about $208 per.
This gives me more confidence to never go there. Like, tell me it's $3,000, then I know you're paying the right person to change out that slab of lickable
it's
wallpaper.
Again the infantilization. Is that the right word? Of the American and Western culture, where we all have to go back to our babyhood. And
Rondo
I get
has
tired
electrolytes.
of it. That's the way I look at it. I've always looked at it that way. The hard seltzer trend has been losing steam. This is related. Could hard soda be the next big thing?
Yes, and I know where you're going with this. I saw this story this morning. I can't wait.
Pepsi announced they are going to start selling boozy Mountain Dew next year. They're partnering with the Boston Beer Company, which owns Sam Adams and the hard seltzer brand Truly. And I'm a Truly fan. I like the Trulies. They're calling it Hard Mountain Dew, and it's about 5% alcohol. Statistics show that meth sales will be going down once this hits the market. Now, you're all in on this?
Well, I look at the PepsiCo just sold their orange juice line because juices aren't hot anymore, right? They're going with so the idea that they're actually making Mountain Dew with alcohol is a page out of any 4-year party school in America, where you would actually mix vodka and Mountain Dew and make something special.
Well, here's the good part for me. Unlike normal Mountain Dew, it won't have any sugar.
This is great.
This is truly amazing. I love the taste of Mountain Dew, always have, and there's no caffeine in it either.
I think there's a stigma with Mountain Dew that you're just trashy if you're into it.
Well, you heard the Mountain Dew mouth, right?
Yeah,
people
I
drink
disagree. Mountain Dew is a great soda, and that stigma is not appropriate.
I will try the Mountain Dew, hard Mountain Dew when it comes out. If it's sugar-free, that's awesome. The first, a photo of the can shows 3 different flavors. The first one is original. Yeah. The other 2 are watermelon and black cherry. So it's kind of a hard seltzer. That's it. But if it's got better flavor,
if it tastes like Mountain Dew, all in. Send me to Betty Ford.
Very, very excited. Oscar, you are a planner. You are not a procrastinator. This might be shocking to people who put stuff off, but all you're doing when you don't plan is making things harder on yourself. We have a friend who's talking about birthday plans in a year and doesn't really think they have to deal with it. But my sister, on the other hand, she'll plan a party well over a year in advance to get things going. Yeah. Researchers talked to 2,000 people who describe themselves as planners or procrastinators, and they found, I don't think this is a shock, planners tend to be happier, healthier, and less stressed, and they have more money. And the people that are procrastinating are all the opposites in that. They don't save, they don't have that. So
it's tough. I know procrastinators that somehow made it through life and do what, like, they actually have done very well for themselves.
Yeah,
but sometimes planning is analysis paralysis, where you're like, I can't do this, I can't do that. I fall in the middle, where I'm happy to be planned for or to plan.
Well, it just, the example I have is my sister and their family.
Oh.
They're big planners.
They can buy or sell us.
They have their act together, damn it. And now a little something. 35-year-old Kyle Clark was driving in Chicago Sunday night and sideswiped another car, but he didn't pull over at first. The other driver happened to be an off-duty cop who had a buddy in the car with him, so they pulled up next to Kyle and started yelling at him to stop, which he finally did. But then as soon as they stepped out of their cars, Kyle started throwing punches. He hit the off-duty cop twice in the face, so the cop's buddy jumped in to help. And he's the one that got the worst of it, because Kyle latched onto his nipple and bit it off.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Once the fight was over, the friend who lost a nipple got stitches at a nearby hospital to close the wound. We don't know if they were able to sew it back on. Kyle's facing charges for leaving the scene of an accident, aggravated battery causing great bodily harm, and aggravated battery of a peace officer because the off-duty cop identified himself as police. Told the guy he was a cop. I only want to know, did they all have their headlights on? Get it? That's a nipple joke. We got to take a break, ladies and gentlemen. Nipple joke. We will come back. Is there a chance that we could fetch your bride on the All Oscar show? That would be a lot of fun.
Let's get her.
Shannon Zabaglios, wife of our charming co-host, will be joining us, hopefully, when we come back from the Mike O'Mara Show. Whoa.
Summertime is here, and my darn is it hot outside. Now that things are slowly heading back in the right direction, and everyone's thoughts are on the beach, the pool, vacations, and cookouts, head over to the MikeO'MaraShow.com website. Click on the shopping center banner, where you can head over to Target.com or Walmart.com for your swimwear, your cookout wear, your beach chairs, and every other thing for the summer. Now let's head back to the man who is cool as a cucumber, Mike O'Mara.
Yeah, good day for Paulie. He hates those Democrats, man. He's having a big Andrew Cuomo quit party up there.
I've seen somebody lock him up on my feed.
Yeah, he's a lot of people excited. Isn't that great? Well, a win for them, I guess. For many of us, it's back to the office and back to school time. Establishing a consistent bedtime and wake time routine is key because quality sleep helps boost energy, recovery, and well-being, people. Sleepers who use their Sleep Number 360 smart bed features and Sleep IQ technology get almost 100 hours more of quality sleep per year. Here's a fun fact. Over 33% of Sleep IQ sleepers have a preferred sleep number setting of 35, 40, or 45. Now, I went down to 50 last night on my sleep
you
number
tried it.
bed.
Look at you.
And so far, I haven't changed it. It. It's a TikTok. Remember,
Internet.
it's completely adjustable to you. And don't forget, children need quality sleep just as much as you do. Kids need sleep to help them be happy, healthy, and productive in school, at home, and during after-school activities. Sleep IQ technology shows your ideal sleep-wake schedule and the best times for working out and winding down. And it improves your bedtime and wake time consistency. So remember this. Go to bed and wake up at the same time, even on weekends. Dim the lights. Bright lights keep the body alert and keep a nighttime room temperature of 65 to 67 degrees, which is ideal for quality sleep. Wish I could do it with my Lennox system. It's on its last legs. Get a sleep number bed. I wouldn't sleep on anything else. A great day starts the night before. Here's what I want you to do. My sleep number setting is now, it was a 50 last night. I'm experimenting. Carla holding steady at a 65. Time to discover the Sleep Number 360 smart bed. Right now, you can enjoy special offers, but only for a limited time. Only at Sleep Number stores or at sleepnumber.com/TMOS. That's sleepnumber.com/TMOS. Welcome back to the show, Whoa. So I made a list. I made a list about you and your world, and it was really interesting hearing the whole bio of how you... I didn't leave anything out there, right? I mean, is that pretty much the way it went?
My father, through his work, got us to the States. We all sacrificed. Maybe some more than others, me, and my childhood. And then...
because your brothers, your older siblings, were in the public school system
yes.
when you were crawling around in dirty diapers.
No,
right?
not dirty diapers, Mike.
Oh,
not
you were 3,
diapers.
so you weren't
clean.
pooping yourself. All right,
I was
you were clean.
But I do remember in that... That's why roaches and and rats, they don't affect... Like, they don't scare me, because there were roaches and there were rats.
In the apartment you were in. Did you... So you're crawling around when you're about 4 years old,
yes.
4 or 5 years old. You're wandering around that apartment during the day. Your mom goes off to work. Yeah. Did you ever get into anything? You're alone. I mean, what were the instructions she would leave you with at that? Do you remember it?
I
mean,
remember
you're so
don't break
little.
anything, which is important, I think, for any kid.
Don't break anything.
But my parents had a great. Maybe it's not traditional now, but if I did something wrong, or my brother did something wrong, or my sister did something wrong, they would beat all 3 of us.
You were all punished.
We were all punished.
So the self-policing factor would be
it's like you had this buddy system. It's like, hey, let's not get a beat down today.
God, horrible childhood. Anyway, where's your wife? Is she floating around anywhere?
Pony?
Where is she? Pony? Is she coming by?
Here. She is in a meeting, and she waved me away.
Waved you off.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. All right, then we're gonna pivot. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk automobiles.
Okay.
All right. So our lease is coming up on our little mid-size SUV.
This is great.
That we have, and I know you are a car guy. I have thought about this, and I wanted to have this discussion with you for a very, very long time on the show. That I have found, no matter what price point you're talking about. Now, I'm not going to say when you're at the rarefied air of the elite luxury vehicles, but the middle of the pack cars, and they can be. Let me see. I want to go all the way up from, say, a Volvo, SUV, all the way through like a what's the Kia one, the Telluride.
Oh, I love the Telluride.
And then you got, but I just noticed that we are, in my opinion, we seem to be swimming in sameness in the land of vehicles. So what's intriguing you lately?
Car talk. We are, if you're looking for a vehicle right now, even if you have the means and you want to pay in cash, you will wait till March to get that new vehicle at the very best. I have an example. A good friend of mine, Michael Corleone, was in the car business at one point. Mentioned to me the other day that his father went and picked up a Porsche Cayenne, right? Mm-hmm. His father is a hedge fund manager, shocker, and was paying full price. He's not going to get his car till March.
Okay, it's this microprocessor.
Yes, it's
that
a chip.
They're talking about. It's a chip shortage of. I don't know a lot about it. Why it happened? Where is this? Does this tie into that labor force issue that a lot of people have?
Pandemic. And just a quick snapshot. Shannon's about to walk in.
Okay.
When the pandemic hit, the car manufacturers scaled down their orders for chips. And then this is the way I understand it. I could be wrong.
Pony, you're going to have to adjust the shot so I can see Mrs.
I don't know everything. And I'm the first to admit that. The way I understand it is the car manufacturers, when the pandemic hit, scaled down their orders for chips because they didn't think no one saw this work from home, buy new vehicle. Every home wants to buy a new vehicle or used vehicle. They didn't see it coming. So their forecast, when you pre-order chips, they're like, oh no, we're going to cut that chip order. And then this boom came of car sales. And they weren't expecting that. So a lot of those chips went to other Internet of Things and computers that were already like those orders went elsewhere. So now the car, now we've got this backlog of chips for the car industry that's creating a squeeze in the used car market and the new car market. And Mike, if you're coming off lease, you're about to get bombarded by a ton of calls saying, when you giving the car back? When you giving the car back? Because as soon as it comes on the lot,
she already got him. This is Carla's car. She's already gotten them.
Okay,
they're already knocking on her door.
Don't give it
with
back. You're not going to be able to get a car. You'll buy your next car at a premium of 20 to 30% because of the market right now.
Really?
She's not going to be able to find a car, if she does, she'll pay a premium for it.
That's a win. Quick story, and then we're gonna tease. And Shannon, you can hang out for the next break. You can come in and chat with us.
Yeah, I'm here.
She's here.
All right, turn her microphone on.
I'm here. Thank you.
Hello, Shannon. What does the lollipop do?
Headphones down. I mean, I know you hate
Pony's
me.
doing that.
Yeah.
Pony's doing that.
Good God.
Do you have candy? Do you have? All right, very good.
Yeah, I figure I roll in with a super blow pop.
Okay. Very good. We'll be talking to you in a second. Really quick before we go to break, and then we'll have a full segment with Shannon. Driving on the super slab down here, which is I-75. I'm coming back from South Florida, down in the Naples area, coming back to Fort Myers. And there is a monster truck in the left lane. And when I say monster truck, not like the one you would see at an arena,
like
but
an
certainly
F-150 with big tires.
It is, but massive tires. Florida. I mean, he is way, way, way up.
But not Bigfoot.
I want your thoughts on this. So he's high enough up where it's like it stands out ridiculously, and he's driving like an a-hole. Mm-hmm. He's gunning it, and suddenly I am maybe 3 car lengths in back of this guy. I see the exhaust kick up like he's pegging it, like he's pushing the accelerator down all the way. Mm-hmm. He goes into the middle lane like he wants to go around the car in front of him. Directly in front of him is a vet. Not a brand new vet, but a vet from maybe 5 years ago.
Okay.
He rolls right up on the vet. Obvious to me, he doesn't see the vet at all. It's out of his eye line.
Yes.
And you see parts and plastic.
Oh, no.
And you see the monster truck fishtail and pivot. You see the vet fishtail and pivot.
Right.
The guy pulls the monster truck over to the side. Mm-hmm. You see him. There's a little steam coming out of the front of his car.
Yeah. Radiator.
The vet?
Yes.
Who he hit, who he rear-ended on the highway, continues down the highway. Flash forward. So I look at the guy. I pull over. I'm in the emergency lane because I'm just looking to make sure everything's okay. Yeah. The guy hops out of his truck. He's checking it out. I'm busy. I had to fix the printer. I wanted to get home. Yeah. So I just decide I'm going to continue on. I get up at the exit, and there's the vet. And I'm like, why? If you're rear-ended by somebody and there's obvious damage to your vehicle, would you not pull over? Well, the immediate thought I have is that, it's got to be something hinky.
Yes.
There's got to be something hinky.
Yes.
And I pull over to the right, and then finally I get right next to this vet. And I look in, and the lady she looks like a little bit like Mary J. Blige, but she is wearing a absolute just silver white skin tight wig with the little curls down here, and I can't see the guy. The guy looks like I can't eyeball him. But why would you not pull over when you have been like severely rear-ended by a monster truck? They got to be doing something hinky, right?
Ex-boyfriend rear-ended them.
You think he was like mad or something like that?
He was mad, and the new boyfriend's in the car with the lady.
I don't think so.
We've done crazy things over women.
I don't
We've
think
all
they
done
were
it.
connected. I don't think they were connected
And
at
like
all.
literally, we're like, well, I deserve that. I'm cheating on him. I'm going to keep rolling.
Well, it was fascinating, and I didn't pursue it any further. I really, at one point, wanted to
Excuse me,
roll
miss,
the window down.
Roll your window down. You seem to have some damage on the back of your car from the monster truck that just hit you at the other light. I'm just here to remind you that just happened.
I was an eyewitness. I saw you. You got hit,
I'm
and
willing
I've
to
got
get
your
involved as long as this doesn't take too much time. I have to go fix my printer.
Exactly. All right. We got to take a break. When we come back, Shannon will join us, and we'll get an update on the dog and the family and the miniature house and Podville and all those wonderful things. It's all about Oscar today on the Mike O'Mara Show. We will be right back after this. And Shannon, it's also a chance for you to get anything off the chest you want, okay?
Okay, thank you.
I'll be right back.
Mike O'Mara does Broadway.
Sunrise, sunset, life is a cabaret, old chum.
What's your wife's first name, since she doesn't like the show tunes?
Janine. Hi, I'm Janine Pollock, wife of TMOS P1 listener Mike Pollock. And after my husband shared my less than stellar reviews of Mike O'Mara's show tune performances on a recent episode, I've been asked to say a few kind words about the Mike O'Mara Show. Hey, O'Mara, next time you take show tune requests, I'd be glad to help you out. The exit is right over there.
Wow.
The Mike O'Mara Show. Wherever fine podcasts are found, TMOS is there too.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Pollock. I appreciate the confidence. Hey, don't let the stress of daily life weigh on your body. Whether you're an elite athlete or someone just like me, just trying to make it through the day tension-free, Theragun can help. Theragun is the handheld percussive therapy device that releases your deepest muscle tension using depth, speed, and power. And it's as quiet as an electric toothbrush. The Gen 4 Theragun gets to the source of the pain by releasing tension using Theragun's signature percussive therapy, which goes 60% deeper than vibration alone. There's no substitute for the Theragun Gen 4. The OLED screen and design is amazing. You got to go to their site and check it out. Plus, the Theragun app learns from your behaviors and suggests guided routines. Theragun is trusted by 250 professional sports teams like Real Madrid, or is it Real Madrid? Isn't it Real? It's Real Madrid. And elite athletes like Paul George, DeAndre Hopkins, Maria Sharapova, hundreds of thousands of customers, and me. I love my Theragun. I use it all the time, and you should too. Theragun for 30 days, starting at only $199. Go to therabody.com/TMOS right now and get your Gen 4 Theragun today. That's therabody.com/TMOS. Remember, therabody.com/TMOS. We got Shannon here. Let me just take a look at that. Theragun for 30 days. Oh, try Theragun for 30 days. I'm sorry.
I love my Theragun.
That was me. I didn't do it.
Great.
Shannon, how have you been?
Great. Thanks for having me, Mike.
It's,
I'm excited to be here.
We haven't done a cocktail party show in a long time. We'll have to do one of those coming up because the listeners love them. We'd love to do that.
Soon.
So, the Podville experience, you've been working at Podville alongside your hubby for a long time now. So, we get updates regularly on everything that's going on at Podville. I'm curious because I've never really taken a deep dive with you about the miniature house and how you do in the miniature house, okay? And I never really get a clear picture of the miniature house. Oscar will reference it, he will talk about it, but I'm curious about, as far as living in the miniature house, what are the joys of it? What are the frustrations of it? Is
it as advertised? Because Pony was just
and you
there.
can
Pony was just there.
This is it, Pony. It's the miniature house. I have never been there. I just don't spend time in D.C. unless I'm flying over it in an airplane. That's just the way of the world. That's the way it goes. So Your home life. How is everything? How's everything going?
Well, I don't spend a lot of time at home.
Turn her microphone up, please, so I can hear her.
I think you got to bump up my gain.
Go ahead.
No, I just need my gain bumped up. I know
That's
how to.
okay.
I know what to do.
Yeah.
In any event,
Absolutely.
I can hear Pony laughing, which I appreciate. Thanks, Pony. But I also don't want to cover up my mouth.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very. Yes, that we want to see your. Why are you shaking your head, Oscar?
It's mic technique. Talk into the mic.
But this is video, and for video, I don't want to cover up my mouth.
Oh, my, never mind. Go ahead.
That's not too much to ask.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Thank you.
So how are things going? How's
Great.
everything going in the home?
I don't spend a lot of time at home, but otherwise, it's good. Which isn't. I think that's why it probably doesn't affect us too much that we don't have a large amount of space. But I'm a little person. So a little house isn't that big of a deal.
But as far as like the kitchen and not having the certain
what do we have and what don't we have? Tell America.
Well, I mean, I would say we don't have a lot of like space in the kitchen, and as the
galley kitchen,
and as the this is the constant, like, if someone is in the kitchen.
Someone has to leave.
So if Rob and I were to come in your kitchen, it would be
I would have
impossible.
to. I would have to excuse myself. Yes, he bumps into me.
Yeah, I bump into her walking by her.
Are you your family
sliding by her on the side?
Do you come from an environment? You have sisters, right? You have sisters.
I have one sister and 3 brothers.
You have one sister and 3. So you have a big family. Do you come from an environment where like the family would get together and cook things and bake and is that part of
Big
your
kitchen.
upbringing at all?
A little bit. I mean, like, my brothers would cook.
Oh, your brothers would cook.
My sister,
the women wouldn't cook.
Unfortunately, my sister likes to bake. My mom likes to bake. And they cook, but my brothers have always been like the really good cooks of the family.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So you don't miss. I get the point I'm getting. You don't miss having. And it's stereotypical, I don't mind telling you, that you think of women in a home saying, oh, it's all about the kitchen. You know, that women love that's a beautiful big kitchen. You don't, that doesn't frustrate you.
Well, no, I feel like that, obviously, because I'm a human. I don't think it's necessarily just specific to women, but everyone likes a nice big kitchen, and everyone likes a nice big, like,
but the point I'm trying to get
floor,
to. Do you wish
concept.
that you could spend time in your kitchen and make meals and that type? You do.
Yeah.
You miss
Yes,
that.
of course.
Okay. All right. What are the other frustrations?
I bump into a lot of stuff. So like I have like lots of bruises all the time.
I really didn't realize it was that small,
well,
Arthur.
No, I mean,
really
like,
had no idea.
Like the bathroom door, because the chimney is behind it, so like you open the door.
Yeah.
Actually, since our door handle fell off, not as big of a deal. It's so true. But so now
your
we
door
just
handle was it a ye old door handle that was just old and fell to the floor? Is that what happened?
but we replaced it. But
5 years ago.
5 years ago, which I mean, but it's like one of those like regular like passageway door handles. So they don't lock. Which is funny because our bathroom door has never locked, and I've never really thought about it until we've had like guests over. Like, people must feel awkward not being able to lock the bathroom door.
Yeah,
but for us,
I would say so.
Yeah,
we don't have anybody over for the
but we don't
most
ever
part.
have anybody over, so it's not really an issue. But
right.
So the door handle has fallen off, but opening up the door now. So it used to just like hit the wall, and there are times where like it would like hit me. It's right at hip height for me, so it hits me like right in the hip, which is super painful.
Do you are you enjoying your Peloton at all?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I've made enough space for that.
Yeah.
Where is the Peloton? Oscar?
Right outside the kitchen.
home?
Yeah, right outside in the living room.
In the
Really?
dining room.
Dining room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's in the
Dining
dining room. It's in the dining room right now.
Yeah, it's more like a walkway.
Yeah, it's a walkway.
Yeah. Shannon, if you could think a few years down the road too, another living situation with what would be the next step up as far as maybe a door with a handle on it?
What do you... Okay.
Dare to dream. Dare to dream.
The handle just fell off last week, all right?
Okay.
And I went to Home Depot and I bought a new handle. I just haven't seen it.
Yeah. No, we did, yeah.
I think, let me make my point here. I think you two kids like that little domicile.
Choose
I
a
think
city
you
kitty.
like.
I'm a city
I think
kitty.
you
The
like
location is everything.
The city kid. And really quick, because I ran out of time today, with Pony getting his car rolled, out in front of your house.
Barely.
I've heard a lot of friends of mine, Chicagoans, New York City from my daughter, that talk about these. The cities are becoming a little more intensely crime-ridden and dangerous. Is that the case, in your opinion, in D.C.?
Excuse me. Yes. But I mean, that's like the current climate that we're in. There are a lot of people who don't have jobs, who are living on the street. And I mean, it also just kind of goes to show you how desperate people are if they're willing to try to break into, a Kia Stinger.
In broad broad daylight. And Pony, to get
like
that
11
window.
a.m.
You get that window fixed yet, Pony?
Oh, it's going to be replaced this week.
Oh, that's good. I'm very ahead.
I mean, they hit it like 9 times.
Yeah. Also, it's socioeconomic, right? It's
I get it.
Yeah.
It's sobering. You realize
It
you're
is.
like, well, we got to count our blessings.
Yeah.
Broad daylight breaking into a car is just that's a little over the line when I think of that type of thing. Last question. I observed that your boy, with all the work, he seems in a good space head-wise. Mentally, he seems like he's in a good space. With that, now I saw a little smile there. Would you agree? Disagree?
I'm
You
smiling
think
because Charlie's taking pictures of us.
Charlie Burney, the poobah, the grand poobah.
Yeah, so I want to make sure I was smiling.
Okay, very good. Shannon, pay attention. Is your boy Oscar happy, do you think? Hold on a second. We can take time.
Happy. Define happy.
Thank you very much. We got to take a break. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's Shannon Zabalios, ladies and gentlemen. Press the thing, Oscar. We got to go to. It's awkward enough. It's awkward enough. Thank you very much. Define happy. We'll leave it at that. Shannon, thank you for coming by and visiting and showing your pretty face on the show. It was very nice. You can go back to the candy.
Thank you.
And we will take a break. And I have No, you can hang out. The digital dumpster coming up next.
Mrs. Z wants candy.
Hey, look at that.
I like to snack.
Well, we should have something sweet.
She loves candy.
Airheads, if they're sour, Sour Patch. The watermelon flavored ones,
Sweet Tarts.
Nerds, Black Licorice.
Shannon.
Good and Plenty, chocolate.
A Hershey bar. Peanut butter cup.
The watermelon.
Bitter honey.
I ate all of my favorite candies.
Don't worry, Peach. You can stock up on all your favorites through the Mike O'Mara Shopping Center. Click the banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
That's it. It's a quick hit, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This portion of our program is brought to you by our good friends at Tommy John. This summer, make some climate change happen in your pants. Apollo is Tommy John's newest and most advanced men's underwear yet, with a performance-grade dry-release fabric blend that is exclusive to Tommy John. It's Tommy John's latest comfort innovation, and you can't get it anywhere else. Apollo men's underwear is proven to keep you drier and up to 7 degrees cooler than regular cotton underwear. That's why Tommy John doesn't have customers. They have fanatics. Apollo underwear is soft, supportive, stretches for the perfect fit every day, and is available in sizes up to 4XL. So get that extra dessert, pal. Rob wrote that. With over 15 million pairs sold, men across America love Tommy John underwear because there's no more delicious underwear, and there's no more... I better read it the correct way. Because there's no more flopping. Not really sure what that means, flopping down there. Sticking or chafing. Look, Tommy John is wonderful. It's why I wear them. The weather is always perfect in my pants. And like all Tommy John underwear, Apollo comes with the best pair you'll ever wear or it's free guarantee. Tommy John's new Apollo men's underwear is high-end for your rear end, and you can't get them anywhere else. Here's what I want you to do right now. Get 20% off your first order at TommyJohn.com/TMOS. Go to TommyJohn.com/TMOS for 20% off. TommyJohn.com/TMOS. See site for details, and we appreciate you, Tommy John. Let's open up the digital dumpster right now, see what's in there, and hey, nobody's in there. Yeah, I didn't put a dead guy in there today.
I like
That's
that.
the way that
little
goes.
beat here on a Wednesday.
It is. I decided that I would do this. All right, now I have to find the thing here, and when I do, I will do it. Oh my God, where is it? I've lost it. Hold on. Talk
You got
amongst
it.
yourself.
Shannon, when you say I'm unhappy, do you mean that or you're just doing shtick?
I didn't say that.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No, I'm just trying to. Oh, I got it. I got it.
You got it. You got it.
I got it. Well, no, I mean, she just said define it. That's all she did. She wanted us to define it.
Well, I think
That's
there's
fair.
different levels of happiness, right?
Oh my God! I lost the digital dumpster.
That's
God
unhappy right
damn it,
there.
Mike! What kind of pro are you doing? You're trying to. Oh, Rob is going to be so effing happy right now.
Why?
He is
When
going to
I
be
leave, the
so.
show falls apart.
Is this,
Oh,
does
my
he normally
God.
do this?
Yeah, look. Thanks for listening.
I spent the entire morning grabbing sounds, and I don't have my
you wrote
sounds,
it,
and
you
I
gotta read it.
All right.
That's rough.
All right, hold on a second. I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
I'm doing. No, I lost it. I lost the thing. I am
You dumped
so
it.
pissed. I am
literally
so.
dumped
You dumped it.
I dumped it.
The trash
That's
truck
exactly
came
what I
and
did.
picked it up.
This is the worst fucking app in the entire world as far as that.
This
I
is
labeled
unhappy.
it.
This is
And
unhappy.
I
We
am
gotta
not.
define
I am.
unhappy.
I
This is
am
unhappy.
really,
It's unhappy.
really. I am so
I don't
unhappy
get
right
that.
now. I am so. I am
But at
so.
least he
I'm looking
lets it
through
out.
everything
It's okay.
right
What am I,
now.
just brood?
I'm letting it out. It's just in the wind.
Okay.
It's in the wind. I dumped it. That's what Shannon's describing. Is I put together a soundboard, separate thing that's and then I switched over to my soundboard and it vanished.
Boom,
bam,
I'm going
it's
to find
gone.
this if I'm
Did you
going to.
sync it?
I don't know if I synced it or not.
Yeah, maybe
I have
that's all.
TV themes. We could do.
No, I don't want to do that. I want to really. This is going to ruin my day if I don't have this. I don't want it.
Or we
So
could
disappointed.
go Survivor.
Turn that down. It's too loud. It's too loud.
Or
So goddamn
we could go
upset.
Three's Company season 1.
Oh my God. A guy named Eric Booker set the Guinness record for chugging 2 liters of soda, and then Mike decided to shit the bed with his audio production. I am really, really not happy.
This is a killer theme.
Yeah,
Man,
no, but your levels are all over the place, though. They're really
I
all
can't
over
tell
the
the
place.
really low right
I don't
now?
know.
this is not
They're
my.
very, very
is Rob's
low.
board.
I'm very. You know, we did really, really well until the very end, and then I'm going to try to find it one more time.
Pony, you tell me if this works for you. How are the levels?
Ooh, I like that one.
Oh, this is nice. We should play this throughout the office.
Will Mike find his audio
No,
vault?
wrong voice.
Oh, what's the voice?
This should be.
You know, the
soothing.
day was going so well for me. The day was going so well for me.
It still
but
can. Just listen to the music.
I just don't want to listen to the music. I am really, really upset.
Maybe you should
you
close
know.
the app and then reopen it.
In a
Really?
world where you have one job.
All right, I'm going to do that.
You know where
Shannon's
it is.
giving me some valuable advice here. Let me see what happens.
I know,
is it?
meanwhile,
Where is
these
It's
two.
the upside down.
The upside down? Oh my God! Your audio vault is in the upside down. You disappeared.
Oh, is this the
Stranger
upside?
Things, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I
Love it.
look the bit. This is. I'm not even going to do the bit about me talking to myself because I'm that upset with myself right now. I have raped my show today.
Oh, no,
I have
that's-
absolutely
I don't know about
destroyed.
that.
I am really. I have destroyed my program. I have ruined it today. Trying to do something that somebody else does.
Really?
I'm going to tell. I am. There's no one to blame. It is me. I have prices right.
Now I see
Jingles
where
and
he gets
songs.
it from.
Mailbag and Yak Shack.
Who gets
Memorial
what?
Day
You.
2.
What are you
Audio
talking
Vault.
about? Accountability? It's a
No.
No,
bill.
Shannon.
Madness.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Oh my gosh, it's like it's the end of the world. I have raped my show.
It just, I am so
full
angry.
responsibility. I'm not even going to.
It was in my soundboard. It was in my soundboard number. Oh, wait a minute.
He does this on the regular.
No.
I do not do that.
Different version.
I'm not going to have fun.
Yeah.
I'm looking. It's gone. I killed it.
It's time to work.
It's time to move on. It's time to move on.
Yeah, time to move on.
Okay, bitch. I am so mad at myself right now. The time that I took to put that together, the time that I took.
Unfortunate.
We are not today. We are not going to hear the guy that chugs. No, not tomorrow.
Did you test before the show?
Huh?
Did you test?
No, I didn't have to. I didn't. I've done it before.
I think you did.
We're not going to hear the guy that chugged the 2 liters of soda. The storm chasers.
No.
So upset. I am so
can
upset.
you,
Hold on. I'm gonna don't just. I'll handle it.
Okay.
Let me do this while we're doing this. I'll get this right. I swear to God, I will fix this as we're talking right now. We didn't get the guy chugging the soda. I'm gonna try to find it right now.
Oh,
Let me see if I can get it for you. I know.
Full
derail. What could this is full derail?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Well, we don't have time for
There's
full
one guy
derails.
that's going to be delighted today. It's
Well,
like,
Did you hear him, Carrie? Did you hear him trying to do what I was going to do? Yeah.
who
He really
cares?
couldn't do
You
it.
have a lot of wins.
He could.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
Let him have it.
all right, here we go. I'm gonna try on the fly.
We got bigger fish to fry.
Oh, all right. Would you like to hear the guy named Eric Booker who set the Guinness Book of World Record
Yes.
for chugging 2 liters of soda?
Absolutely.
It's a crappy
Please.
sound, but let's listen. He did it in 18 minutes and 45 seconds. So I don't understand why he said 18 minutes, but this is what it sounded like. It's got a little music behind it. Let's listen.
3, 2, 1. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That was delicious.
Thank you.
Excuse the bad
See?
man. Sorry about
Was
that.
was that there you go. Wasn't that worth it?
I
Yeah.
liked it.
No,
What
it
was he
really
drinking?
wasn't. He was drinking. I don't know what kind of soda it was, but it was some sort of soda.
Soda.
It was hard Mountain Dew. That's what it was.
Yes.
Hard Mountain
Oh.
Dew. And then I go down and there's really nothing
What's
else.
the next story, Mike?
Storm chasers are a bit off. This guy was in northern Illinois where he was looking at a tornado, I guess a very, very severe tornado. And I had it all really, really nicely organized,
Chasers,
but
one of the
I
best,
apologize for the
shows
delay.
on Discovery Channel.
Well, he considered this to be a violent tornado.
Oh, okay.
So let's listen to this and see what happens.
Ripping up the trees! It's about to cross the road! That is a violent tornado! Violent tornado! Violent tornado! This is a violent tornado! That is easily an EF2. Violent tornado east of Sycamore.
It was a violent tornado. Yeah. That's what he was saying. It was a violent tornado.
What an a-hole.
That's exciting. He was an a-hole. Thank you very much. That's the digital.
Oh, okay.
I had 5 other sounds, but couldn't play them because I'm a dipshit. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We got to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Shannon, thanks for coming by. Sorry you had to see that. That was a textbook example of how not to be a professional broadcaster. But I did do some button pushing on the fly and got it out there.
yes.
So that's it. And then, later on, I'm not even going to linger after the show's over and try to find it. I enjoyed taking the deep dive on you, Oscar. I thought that
enjoyed
was
it
a
as
lot
well.
of fun.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that the real FF came from me at the very end of the show. I'm not going to let it bother me. I'm going to move on with my life. And anything you'd like to say to wrap things up, Shannon? I know you're looking at yourself in the
No, I'm
monitor.
actually, no, I can't see myself, but I'm looking at your backdrop. It needs to
Yes.
come up. Just a heads up. Always a
You mean
pleasure.
you mean like lift
it's
it up?
Yeah, like it's too low. You see it?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pony.
You mean
Help
my
the
body
man.
has to come up?
No, your
Are you
backdrop.
talking?
The backdrop.
Are you
needs to
talking
come
like
up.
this?
Oh,
No.
that could work. Yeah,
Well, but then the top of
that-
your head's gonna get cut off.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll work on that in post production. Thank you very much for Shannon Zabaglios,
Thanks for
Oscar
having me.
Santana,
Thank
Pony
you.
Boy Matt Bloom. This is Mike O'Mara saying, stay tuned tomorrow for the Digital Dumpster, a fantastic feature that I named. No, I didn't. We'll be right back tomorrow. Thank you so long, everybody. Jesus.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
got an element you need to play here.
Get it at michaelmarashow.com. Want more? Make sure you check out the Michael Mara Bonus Show. Get it at michaelmarashow.com.
I mean, she's not smart at all. I told her our kid is spoiled. She told me a lot of kids smell that way.
Ow! We gotta bleep